Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down, and we're honestly just going to dive right on into it. I'm going to walk you through the 5 things that you need to be focused on inside of your e-commerce brand to increase your sales and overall increase your growth. So in case you're new here, my name is Jordan Bazouzi. I'm the CEO and founder at New Reach Media. We're an e-commerce growth partner. If you're interested in working with us, we manage paid ads, email and SMS marketing, conversion rate optimization, and user-generated content. Links in the description. But guys, let's go ahead and dive in. So what we're going to be looking at today, guys, is essentially the 5 things that you need to be focused on with virtually any single brand when it comes to increasing your sales. And virtually what that comes down to is simply objection handling, right? We are trying to acquire new customers or acquire repeat customers, depending on how your brand is set up. And at the end of the day, that comes down to objection handling, right? What are the objections that your potential customers may have with your brand that are actually stopping them from purchasing? You need to figure out exactly what those things are and how you can position yourself to educate the customer so they can actually go through the customer journey, complete their purchase, and buy with your brand. And so the first thing we're going to be taking a look at, guys, when it comes to objection handling and actually getting people to purchase from your brand is a very simple one. I'm going to zoom in on these. We're going to break them all down individually. So we're going to start by looking at, essentially just what are trust problems, right? Trust issues. You have to remember, guys, in the eyes of a customer, your brand's nothing special just yet, right? You are one of a million different brands, one of tens of thousands of different brands within your own niche, right? If you're selling jewelry, they're going to have a ton of issues. Why would I buy from your brand as opposed to another brand? And so the couple of things they're going to be looking at is, is this brand legit? Is this a scam? You guys have probably all experienced no shippers, right? I've purchased products in the past online, literally never received them, sent an email complaint, never heard back, was legitimately scammed, right? So people are wondering, hey, is this brand legit? Is there reliable shipping and delivery? Again, going back to that drop shipping thing, people don't want to buy a product and then wait 2 months, 30 days to receive their product, right? They want it, within the Amazon standard within a couple of days. They're going to want to be making sure, hey, is there actual reliable shipping and delivery? And then most importantly, they're going to be looking at customer reviews and testimonials, right? People, as bad as this sounds to say, people are sheep, right? They don't want to make that first decision. And if there are other people that have already purchased and are actually going to be able to affirm their decision of purchasing, this is going to be a huge benefit to any brand, right? You need customer reviews and you need customer testimonials. That's not a question. And so if you're tackling trust problems, these are probably the 3 main things you're going to want to be focusing on right away. And then moving on down the line, when it comes to objection handling, obviously people are going to be, objecting to the quality and the value of the product, right? People are going to have quality concerns, making sure, hey, if I'm spending $100 on a sweater, is this actually a good quality sweater? Is this just drop shipped BS? Everyone has had the experience buying something online that when they receive, they're not happy with the product. And so that's number one concern. And then, piggybacking off of that is going to be comparison to competitors. Now we can dive in and expand these, as we can go really in depth here. But what you need to understand is that people are going to measure your brand up against competitors, whether it's up for price, whether it's up for quality, whatever the case may be, people are going to be comparing you with your competitors. And so you have to be ready to position yourself in a certain way that makes them want to purchase with you as opposed to their competitor. And that sort of leads into the perceived value versus cost. If the product doesn't seem worth the price, or you're not doing your job to educate the customer on why it is, a lot of people may not purchase because they don't think that it's actually worth the value. And this is something that you really need to understand. Moving on down the list, guys, we have a simple one here: brand identity and mission, right? I think these are pretty big, but they do play more of a role in the background of actually purchasing. So what people want to see is, does this brand actually align with my personal values? I know everyone hates getting political, but if you were to be shopping from a brand and they say, hey, go vote for Trump, vote for Kamala Harris, whatever the case may be, and you are, extremely anti whatever, right? There's certain things here that, it is going to align with certain people's personal values. And unfortunately, this is a realistic thing that you're gonna have to be thinking of, as well as, your overall brand mission and brand identity, right? Because if the brand lacks a clear mission, or it's not actually, or it's actually all over the place, customers might be less likely to make that connection and purchase with your brand. So something to think about, but I wouldn't make this a main priority. It's definitely something to keep in the background. One of the bigger ones is going to be your overall unique selling propositions, guys, right? What is actually unique about what you're selling within your product? And so you're either going to want to go ahead and introduce something completely new into the market as far as your product, Or what you're going to want to go ahead and do is describe your product in a different way, right? Maybe you're targeting, hey, we're selling, lighter cases, but these are, Goyard lighter cases. These are Louis Vuitton lighter cases. This is obviously very targeted towards a specific demographic of customer, and that's something you want to think about as far as like the unique selling proposition with your brand. There's a great saying that goes essentially like, in the marketplace, it's either best to be the cheapest or the most expensive so people can differentiate you, because being in the middle, there's really no benefit. So really remember that when it comes to describing your product in that manner or differently in the market. And then obviously what makes your brand special, right? Customers really want to understand what's different about your brand, right? Whether it's like how your products are sourced, where it's made, innovative features, exclusive offers, things like this. You need to differentiate yourself in the market. And then that really piggybacks into the lack of differentiation, right? Because if you do not have this, customers are not going to see a compelling reason as to why they should buy with your brand as opposed to just like some cheap product off of Amazon. So you need to remember this as well. And then lastly, in this video, guys, I'm going to break down essentially urgency and scarcity, right? If your brand does not have any urgency at all, people are going to be like, why am I going to buy from this brand now? Like if you guys are not having limited releases, collaboration launches, new product launches, at least a couple of quarters a year, there's going to be super low urgency and people are just not going to feel the reason to buy with your brand. And then that FOMO factor is huge as well, right? It sort of piggybacks off of that low urgency. When you're having a limited edition launch, maybe an exclusive release, an early access sale, these are the sort of things that build FOMO and get people talking within their little friend groups and their communities. Say, hey, X, Y, and Z, did you see this brand's having a sale? We've wanted to buy these things, or, damn, these things are selling out fast. I want to get one, whatever. These are the sort of things where people have the fear of missing out. And, when you have like a big launch, a Black Friday sale, these are when you can capitalize on having high urgency and, actually the exclusivity of utilizing FOMO. And so as a brand owner, guys, in the e-commerce space, you need to be focused on these 5 things when it comes to objection handling within your brand to make sure that you can get customers over that hump and actually get them to purchase. And really, guys, that wraps up the video. Again, this is not rocket science, right? You need to remember that breaking down these 5 things and what you need to focus on is what every brand focuses on. If you can target these things properly, you're gonna have the ability to help your brand scale. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. As always, if you're interested in working with us, links are in the description. I'll see you in the next one.